see how alike we look, I guess go check out the video. That's everybody's commenting about. Like, I've gotten so many comments asking if we're twins, which is just so funny. But it's nice to hear that because we used to get that question a lot, growing up. But after Sam got LASIK, she used to wear glasses, and then she got LASIK surgery. So after that, we don't get that comment nearly as much. So it's nice to kind of is someone